Hey guys, it's Jake Mace with jakemace.com. I'm 35 years old now, and every year that I get older, I find that I get involved with other trades and other skills. Like for instance, gardening. I'm really into gardening, and gardening is not the best activity for my flexibility. If I just could do martial arts full time, I'd be much more flexible. I'd be able to focus on my flexibility, my range of motion, etc., etc. But gardening uses a very limited range of motion, so every time that I do a few hours a day of gardening, I find that I get a little bit more stiff, a little bit more rigid, and I have to use my Kung Fu training, my Qigong training, my Tai Chi training that I've learned over the past almost 20 years to kind of reverse the effects that gardening has on my body. And you guys might be working in an office, sitting down all day, getting rigid and stiff. You might be doing hard manual labor, getting rigid and stiff. So whatever the activity is that's making you older and making you more stiff and rigid, there's always a way to reverse it. And I wanted to share with you guys a few of the things I'm doing with my workouts currently to kind of keep my lower back and my hips and my hamstrings flexible and supple. Supple is a good word, keeping them supple, so that when I do go and start kicking and sparring and training and using weapons and doing forms and taolu and whatnot, I got that martial art body, and the gardening side of me is pushed aside. So one thing is, normally when I stretch before, during, or after my workout, I do split style stretches like this. I'm always in a good split. I try to push it forward as far as I can. And then I usually go for like a good straight spine angle, chest open, my toes pointing up, and I'll go like to the right, and I'll keep my chest forward and my elbow to the shin. And I've done tons of flexibility tutorials with you guys about this. 10, 20 seconds, maybe even a minute or 2 minutes. Then the other side, same thing. Chest open to the front, elbow down, toes up. 10, 20 seconds, maybe a minute or 2 minutes. Then I'll go to the front and I'll walk my forearms forward, and I'll walk my head forward and try to go all the way down. Again, 10, 20 seconds or a minute or two. But I'm finding that I'm so conditioned for those stretches now that my body is used to it. So lately I've been doing a few yoga classes with Nicole, and in the yoga classes they've been doing a few flow type movements that have been very good for my lower back and my hamstrings, my hips, that have given me a little bit of a different benefit than Qigong usually gives me. So one thing is, during these yoga classes, they do a lot of like circular movement of the spine, and I'm really flexible and I'm pretty strong, especially with yoga-like movements. I even taught yoga for a couple of years, like a vinyasa flow type of yoga. And Qigong, especially the I Ching Qigong, is so similar to the asanas of yoga. So when I do this circular motion though, it's unlike the posture that I normally do, and I feel like all of the crap and all of the blockages and all of the garbage that's in my lower back and my spine was getting worked out. So instead of just going side to side and forward, I've been trying to kind of take my time, hit my full split, and do a minute or so of circling this way, keeping my back flat, but really kind of bending toward the front, toward the sides, toward the back, and bending from the waist. I do like a minute of this, and I really feel it elongating my obliques. And I don't know what it is about my back and gardening, but all the nerves that are down there, I feel like it's really lubricating them and working all the pain out. Then I reverse the direction, go the other way for a minute or two. So I just finished an hour-long upper body workout, which is crazy tough. My upper body workout's pretty tough. And that way, whenever I'm sparring somebody or fighting somebody, I've got the arm strength and the chest strength and the upper body strength to fight back pretty strong. So now that my workout's done and I'm still sweating, I'm still full of sweat, I'm doing a little bit of a 30-minute stretching cool down, just to kind of make sure I tell my body and I teach my body, hey body, it's okay to stretch in this way before you go to bed. It's late night. Even though I did upper body, I'm still gonna stretch my legs because my oxygen's in my muscles, my sweat is going, my glands are all pumping, my heart's pumping, my organs are pumping. It's a great time to stretch while you're sweating and while you're warm. A bit of a side-to-side movement. And instead of stretching from my hamstrings or my hips, I'm really starting to kind of work in a circular motion toward stretching my back. Because if you guys know me from my Vegan Athlete YouTube channel, I have a second YouTube channel with like over 80,000 followers called Vegan Athlete. And at that channel, I built a koi pond, a fish pond in my backyard for not only meditation, but for gardening, grow my own food. And moving all the boulders in place with that pond, there was like hundreds and hundreds of boulders that weighed 300, 400, 500 pounds each. And for about a year, I was flipping boulders. Whenever I wasn't training Kung Fu or Tai Chi or teaching, I was in the backyard flipping boulders into place. And after about 6 months of that, I felt a nerve pinch my back. And ever since then, I've been a little bit tender back there. So I'm trying to take better care of myself now that I'm in my mid-30s and make sure that I keep the body that I had when I was 22, because I'm smarter about my training now than I was when I was 22. That's it, you guys. There's a little bit of a flexibility tip from your man, Jake Mace. Please subscribe, hit the like button below, and hit the bell button below. The bell is very important to turn the notifications on. You guys can join my online school for $5 at jakemace.com. There's almost 700 videos there now. And a lot of the videos are based on stretching and flexibility and conditioning, so you guys can get super flexible, super pliable, and become this like elastic strength or elastic iron that'll allow you to kick hard, kick high, and recover fast and stay injury-free. I'm heading home to get a good meal in me. Every time you guys work out, 30 minutes after the workout, I want you guys to eat some nutrient-dense food that comes from nature, like fruits and vegetables, nuts and grains, seeds and oats. And I'll see you guys back here for the next video.